to separate every member into a political party, irrespective of our secular affiliations, to enable members brainstorm on critical issues that will form the discussions in the course of this cohort. And of course, the People Democratic Party was named the first group of this cohort that would decide to have a logo along the motto that shows that we are, as a group, and our vision. The logo is a football, which we believe that the spirit behind football is unity. When football is mentioned, everyone comes in agreement, irrespective of our various religious beliefs, irrespective of the various ethnic nationality that we belong, irrespective of our sex, that's gender. Then our motto is every tribe, every gender matters. That is to say that irrespective of our various tribes too, everybody matters to come together to salvage this our country. We believe that to get things properly done, the way they ought to be, we ought to carry out an all-inclusive governance without discrimination, being gender, being status, or so on. The green background that is in our logo represents growth, productivities. The party has broad membership drawn from all walks of life, including but not limited to businessmen, the academia, civil servants, politicians, aspiring political leaders, clergymen, captains of industries, and so on and so forth. Having Mr. Okehari as the party chairman, Ms. Joy Ojeme as the presidential candidate, Mr. Stephen Oluwaseun Oladesu as the senatorial candidate for the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. And of course, we have Mr. Bright Lawrence as the local government chairperson. The party has in place put for people-oriented policies such as grassroots development, reduction in governance, agricultural development, technological advancement, deregulations, human rights, healthcare, education, to mention but a few. From the above, you can see that we tend to run an all-inclusive government as we voted a woman to be our presidential candidate so that we can support our women to rise to enviable positions like their contemporaries in the world, having known that their leadership qualities has been tried and they be trusted to lead in whatever capacity they find themselves. A good example of our own, as our own woman who has rose to enviable positions in politics, is our own Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who now provide leadership as the Director General of the World Trade Organizations. We as a party have the mission to put in place a modern democratic state that is founded on justice, equity, and fair play. A qualitative society based on the principle of democracy.
Thank you, PDP. I'll have to stop you at this point. It's exactly 10 minutes past. The APC, thank you very much. A lovely presentation, I must add. The APC person should raise his hand. Maureen, take note of that and please unmute so that unmute him so that this thing can start. PDP, thank you very much. It was a pleasurable presentation. Thank you. Can the APC chairman please lift up his hand or her hand? Since the APC is not there, I will call off the top of my head. Is the PRP chairperson available? PRP chairperson, is the person available? PRP, am I right? Abraham. Maureen, are you there? Or peace, or mute Abraham, please.
Okay. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Good evening, Abraham. We can hear you loud and clear.
Yes. Thank you for this opportunity.
Abraham, I'll give you time to go. You'll go at exactly 12. You'll go at 12 minutes past 9. Past 8, sorry. And you're going to have to introduce your name and your party. We don't know yet. So you have to go now. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening. The ED, Electoral College Director, Electoral College Zonal Directors, ECN 9th Cohort Group Admins, fellow participants of ECN 9th Cohort, and all protocol duly observed. I am Ibrahim Deme, representing the People's Redemption Party. I sincerely want to appreciate the audience we have in this place this evening, and I am here to pitch my campaign for my party. While the 1 hour campaign was on, I saw where so many parties were putting up acronyms without content. But if you follow carefully our campaign, you could see that so many contents are out there if you paid attention to read carefully. It's not all about blabbing and then putting up acronyms that explains nothing. Everybody knows our party that we represent. So, and the People's Redemption Party is built on 5 fundamental principles, which are: 1, the value and the equity of human beings; 2, the power of the people; 3, socialism; 4, genuine federalism; and then the last but not the last on the list is total liberation from imperialism. And we are a people who are bent on changing the narratives of how politics have been done in Nigeria. And so the People's Redemption Party is made up of a group of people, a team, that are all their energies are channeled into these 5 fundamental principles where I have just listed. And we are coming with a force to change the narrative of how politics is being done in Nigeria. And few of those things I need to let you know, and why you should be in People's Redemption Party, and even why you have to vote this party come 2023 general election, is that 1, we are committed to combating corruption and indiscipline. And I can give you a clear example. In our party, the 9th group, the ECN 9th Cohort Group 9, where one of our members wanted to display a character of indiscipline, and the ED had to suspend him. And we were quiet about it, not because we feared that it was the ED that did that, but because we are a people that are disciplined, and everybody applauded the ED on taking that step. So this is why I'm telling you that the People's Redemption Party is actually a party that is built and committed to fight corruption and indiscipline. That is one. And then also, we are committed to also foreign policy for self-reliance. We are committed to a foreign policy whose basic objective is self-reliance by diversing the range of our external relations, by building mutual beneficial relations of equality and mutual respect with other countries of Asia, the Pacific, South and Central America, and the Caribbean, in order to defend our common interests in bringing about a just international economic order, and to ensure complete nuclear disarmament, reduce and eliminate the arms race and the proliferation of wars, promote the sustainable use of the natural environment, and bring about genuine world peace. Also, we have a just land policy as the members of People's Redemption Party, and what we are committed to in this point of just land policy is we are committed to ensuring that all land in Nigeria remains the property of all the people of Nigeria and is utilized by those who live and work on it. We shall resolve the problems of wasteful, parasitical, and destructive land ownership in the interest of the peasant farmers, the petrolists, fishermen, craftsmen, and residents in order to promote just and integrated national development. So this, because of our time, will not permit me to give you all, but I am assuring all Nigerians and all participants of the 9th ECN cohort that People's Redemption Party is where you ought to be, for there is equal opportunity for all Nigerians. As far as you are up to the age of 18 and above, you have a place. So long as you are a patriotic Nigerian, you have a place in the People's Redemption Party.
Your time is up. I'll have to stop you here. Thank you very much. I would like to say it is more enhancing in campaigns if you use a video, because people can relate with more than a voice behind a black screen. I'm just saying it because if you did that by choice. Solomon is of which party? Solomon, could someone unmute Solomon? Solomon, thank you very much. Solomon is unmuted. Solomon, identify your party and please go ahead at 2018. Look at the time, it's 2017. So at 2018, you have 2018 to 2023. Do you understand? That's a key number. So hope you use it well.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Solomon Hassan. I'm the chairman of the All Progressive Party, the APC, All Progressive Congress, the APC, the executive director, the board of trustees of the Electoral College, Nigeria, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The APC is the leading and the ruling political party in Nigeria. And that did not happen by chance. It happened because Nigerians from all walks of life came together and decided to do one thing, decided to unite for a purpose. We successfully, for the first time in the history of this country, brought down a ruling government. That was no mean feat. We did that because Nigeria was at a precipice. Nigeria was at a threshold. Nigeria had certain challenges which were peculiar to us, and our people wanted differently. We were able to come together and we were able to dislodge that party. Now, for the past 7 years, we have done our utmost, considering the situations at hand, to put things right and in order. It was, and it is on record, that Nigeria had descended to a cake sharing nation where everybody went to the center to take what usually would have been equitably distributed across the country. Everybody went to the center to cut a piece of the cake to run a country. And the first thing amongst all of that was to block all of the loopholes where some of these monies which were meant for social and economic activities were being siphoned from. And so the first things we did was to truncate and block up all of those. The other thing that was paramount and that Nigerians script for was, and it still is, and I will explain, the fact that completely bizarre, we had lost every sense of security in this country. And the 8 to 16 fermented a degeneration of our security architecture. Nigeria is known to have run a very, very effective security architecture right from the colonial era. We had and the traditional rulers were in charge of their territories. But for a very long time, these were disregarded, and so security had broken down to tatters. And so that precipitated into Boko Haram and into the recent banditry and all of the other security vices that we have witnessed. I know that the question on the minds of all members of this cohort, and especially non-APC members, will be, how did we get here security-wise? The truth of the matter is there has been a consistent degeneration over the years, and it is the culmination that we are seeing now. And so what has the APC ruling government done in the last 7 years to curtail this? Mind you, the situation in Nigeria is also, because it wasn't checked, is also what is obtainable around most parts of Africa. And particularly the problem, the dethronement of Saddam and the proliferation of his cache of weapons and the dislodgement of those weapons across the northern borders, the borders between the northern African countries and the West African, Central African countries, have caused most of this degeneration in security. And so, since our inception, we have consistently befriended most of these nations. We have tried to reach out to Chad and to Niger and to most of these other bordering countries, and we have successfully brought about a coalition to check the security challenges around these flashpoints. And so,
all
for
right,
security,
Solomon, your time is almost up. You have a few seconds. It's 2023.
for security, we have made considerable gains, considering what is obtainable in other parts of Africa. And we come to the facts of running a country. When we came into government, one of the biggest challenges was our economy. And the first thing we tried to do was to enforce that and ensure that we were self-sustaining as a country. We ate what we produced. One of the biggest imports of this country was rice. And the first thing we decided to do was to use and eat what we produce.
Okay,
so
awesome. Your time is up. Your time is up. Thank you very much. That was an awesome presentation. Thank you. Okay, so we go to the next party now. Please, can the chairman of SDP indicate with a show of hands? SDP. Okay. I can see 2 hands up. Okay, the other one is for ADC. SDP. Ola Tokumbo, please go ahead. You have 5 minutes, 2029.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. This is Ola Tokumbo Timenu. We've taken permission from the ED before now that if our party chairman is incommunicado, someone will step in. So I'm stepping in on behalf of the chairman because our party is a unique party, is a dynamic party, is a party for democracy, is a party for the people, is a party for Nigeria. Before I start, all protocols observed, I want to say thank you to ED, the Electoral College committee, all the leaders, all the chairmen and chairpersons, all party officials, all electorate on board this meeting tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a big pleasure for me to be the one to represent as the Social Democratic Party, to present the SDP party to you tonight. It's the party for the progressive, and my name is Ola Tokumbo Timenu. First and foremost, I want to stand on all existing protocols, and the question I'm posing to us tonight is, where is the Nigeria that we ordered, that our founding fathers actually gave to us? The Nigeria that we had was the giant of Africa that had, high standard of living, that had economic boom, that was peaceful and united, that has, the rule of law, that had prosperity. All that was handed over to us as at our independence in 1960. We look back now, by 1st of October this year, we'll be 62 years of age. and we cannot show any result to these things that I've just mentioned. It goes to show that all the leaders that we've had before now, in the parties that they've represented, I won't mention those parties because obviously they failed us, and that's why we need a fresh of breath air that will come to governance and that will turn around things for us as a nation. First and foremost, based on this, I want to say the Nigeria we got. The Nigeria presently that we have is full of insecurity, banditry, and terrorism. We know all the stories. They've come over time, giving us promises that they could not deliver. We have failed educational system as of today, as we still on strike under the purview of an APC government. Who does that? There's rise in poverty level in all our states. States can hardly even fund themselves because the people running it under those parties do not know what they need to do. There's economic decline. There's decline in societal values. There's bad infrastructure. There's poor standard of living, non-inclusiveness. The party in governance now only put the people, their brothers and sisters into position. Is that what Nigeria has come to become? In SDP, we want to assure you that no, we will not do that. We cannot tolerate that. And to make this happen, what do we stand for? Our 5 pillars of governance, which will lead to progressiveness, is hinged on liberation of the Nigerian people's mind in getting to know that they can become what they want to become if they set their heart to it. There's another pillar that we're hinging on is accountability at all levels of all parastatals, of all arms of government, of all levels of government. There will be justice in the land because this is what we believe in. There's all inclusiveness. In our party already, we've chosen leaders, and amongst us, there are female representatives, young representatives, not just men or old men amongst us. And totally, there is zero tolerance to corruption,
SDP,
to nepotism.
you have a few seconds more.
Thank you very much. Liberation of the Nigerian citizen, zero tolerance to corruption. And what would this do for us is to usher in back economic prosperity. It will reduce crime rate. We will again become the giant of Africa that we are known for. Bottom line is,
You're
a vote
actually
for
breaking. I
SDP
think
is a proof of progress. You can join us. Our link will be shared after this presentation. Thank you very much. Thank you for believing in us, and God bless you all.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, SDP. Thank you for the presentation. All right, is Labour Party? Please, can you indicate with a show of hands? Labour Party. Okay, if Labour Party is not ready, I can see ADC is ready to go. All right, Labour Party, let's take you first, and we go with ADC afterwards. Please, you can go ahead. You have 5 minutes. Your time ends 2030.
Okay, can you hear? Can
Yes,
you hear me?
hear you. Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Represent the Labour Party. It is true that our nation is built on systems of governance. Good governance is totally dependent on men who build institutions. These institutions are structures needed to push a nation to the pinnacle of our vision. The time has come for us to build our nation, to build our future. And this can only be possible by you. Nelson Mandela said, no single person can liberate a country. You can only liberate a country if you act collectively. I invite you, distinguished colleagues in the Electoral College, to join this movement as we bring a dynamic turnaround to our dear nation, Nigeria. I invite you to join the Labour Party. The Labour Party is a social democratic political party in Nigeria. Our party aims to promote and defend social democratic principles, ideals, for the purpose of achieving social justice, progress, and unity. The Labour Party stands on our ideology of social democracy to build a social justice system every Nigeria. Our party's vision is to build a formidable and a robust structure to rebuild the fallen walls of our nation. Some of the things we Labour Party discover that they have not been
Labour Party, are you still with us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. Nigeria is blessed with her diversity, and we want to leverage on our diversity. We want to leverage on our human capital and develop on our human capital, because Nigeria for the past 20 years have been exporting brains outside. Doctors, lawyers, the good brains. We intend to bring these brains, we intend to develop people through human capital engineering, human capital development, so we can use and harness these brains to transform our nation. It can't happen without you. It can be transformed with you. Together, we can engage in building our nation to transform lives. Join us as we build the Nigerian of our dreams. I invite you to join the Labour Party, where everyone is included, where the wisdom, the knowledge of everyone, the skill of everyone is included. Join us as we build the Nigeria of our dreams. Thank you very much. My name is Zumji Daniel. I am the Labour Party. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Labour Party, and good timing.
Thank you very much, Lisa. At this point, I need to say this. We need to be very gender sensitive. Is there a political party that has a female chairperson? I've only seen guys, and I think it's a little, odd. And I'm wondering how probably this happened. Is there a female chairman of a political party?
Yes, Abga, Abga. Abga, yes.
Abga.
Yes.
Let's.
Should I go now?
Let her go first, then ADC should follow after. Let her
All
go
right.
first. And I think SDP has been causing enough havoc. I think SDP should be in line after ADC. So Abga, ADC.
SDP has presented.
Oh, SDP has presented. So
yes.
Abga now, and then
yes. ADC. Okay. So we have Patricia for Abga. Patricia, the floor is yours. You have 5 minutes. 20:39. Your time stops.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
The Executive Director and Board of Trustees of the Electoral College, my fellow cohort, all protocols duly observed. My name is Patricia Igozi, and I am the chairperson of the All Progressive Grand Alliance. I am pleased to have all of us here this evening, and please permit me to sell my party to you. A few years ago, I was proud to be a Nigerian and could boast of every potential and natural resources my great country had. I was proud of our primary and tertiary institutions. I was proud of the secured and peaceful Nigeria, where you could travel on the roads and there was no fear of being kidnapped, no fear of bandits or being killed. But today, the reverse is the case in our country. And all of this is due to the poor leadership and governance, and the fact that nobody is being held accountable for the offices we elected them into. This is the reason I am talking to us today. And I want to call it a new hope for our country. My party, the All Progressive Grand Alliance, is made up of purpose-driven Nigerians. It is a gender-based, balanced party, and this can be seen in the just concluded primaries we did in the group, where we had the chairperson as Patricia Igozi, who is a female, the local government candidate, Aminu, who is a male, the senator for Federal Capital Territory, a female, Sharon Takon, and then the presidential candidate, a male. You can agree with me that we are well balanced when it comes to gender. ABGA is not just popular in a particular region of Nigeria, but it's everywhere, and it's open to every Nigerian eligible to belong to a political party. My party wants to see every eligible Nigerian in top positions and places of the Federation. ABGA wants to see the Minister of Youth Development as a Nigerian who understands the plight of every other Nigerian and will do well to create platforms for them to access and grow on. ABGA wants to see a young man or woman as the Minister for Education and Health, putting their heads together to make their various ministries work and serve Nigerians in the capacity these ministries were created. We want to see our Nigerians work together in peace and harmony for the betterment of our great country, irrespective of our religion and ethnicity. My party, the All Progressive Grand Alliance, wants the devolution of power, whereby states are allowed to generate their own funds, utilize these funds for good projects in their state, and are held accountable for every spending. ABGA wants to see our universities generate their own funds and run their schools. And ASU strikes will be a thing of the past. We want to see states with their internally generated revenues, what they do with it, how they run their projects, and leaders of these states in charge of projects are held accountable. We want to see these actions in the resources and what they do with our money. This is what we seek as indigents of this great country. This is what my party is seeking for. Our call to action. We know we can't do it on our own, so we need all hands to be on deck to ensure that Nigeria works again. From the public to the private sector, the policy experts, the public servants, teachers and engineers, and everyone, everywhere doing their part to make Nigeria great again. Our doors are open to welcome everyone, regardless of our age, the income bracket, and our educational level. We need purposeful Nigerians like you and I to make this dream of ours work. That is why I'm calling on you today to join our great party, the All Progressive Grand Alliance today. Get ready to Get ready to vote in competent and reliable Nigerians as our leaders of tomorrow. Let's change the narrative. Let's change the story. Join the All Progressive Grand Alliance Party today. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, ABGA. That was grand. Okay, so ADC, please, can we have you? ADC, can you indicate with a show of hands?
If ADC is not ready, let NNPP go. NNPP, yes.
All right, NNPP, are you ready? Okay, ADC is here. Okay, please, you can go ahead. You have 5 minutes, 20:45, your time stops.
Hello, good evening, everyone. All protocol duly observed. My name is Engineer Olumide Femi, the ADC chairman. ADC as a party, we are funded by notable people, and the goal primarily is to grow a truly grassroots-based political institution in Nigeria that will be relevant at all times in the defending of democracy. ADC as a party will continue and to remain closer to and for the people, and we always work to essentially be the political vehicle for the masses, the working class people, artisans, the poor, and others who appreciate our cause within the society. Nigeria, being the largest and most populous country in Africa, most endowed country, of course, with abundant human resources and material resources as well, and still remain the fulcrum and heartbeat of the continent. However, in today's reality, Nigerian leaders have failed to exhibit the institutional and qualitative leadership needed to drive the development of Nigeria, and in turn, Africa, thus making the entire continent the laggard and the sick baby of the world. It is as a party, we are ready to champion the new face of Nigeria that will emerge through purposeful and visionary leadership to build egalitarian society while operating development policy that is geared towards an inclusive growth and shared prosperity for our dear nation. Our mandate in ADC, of course, number one, interests of people come first. We believe at ADC that the political organization and institutions for our government should exist only for the interest of the people and the nation. This we hold very dear. Therefore, through our enlightenment campaign, the people shall be educated to know their rights and use it to access and demand for their benefit. Two, the rule of law, equity, and justice. We believe in free and fair elections, a completely abhor imposition and other irregularities and anti-democratic tendencies of any government. We also believe in the unity of Nigeria, where our individual differences can be used to champion motivated development initiatives in our different regions in the interest of the Nigerian nation without bitterness and resentment. Four, good governance. Of course, all the tenets of good governance, vis-a-vis respect for fundamental human rights, integrity and transparency in the running of government activities, being responsive to the yearnings of our people. And of course, local government autonomy is what we cherish in this party. We will allow the third tier of government, which is closer to the people and the centerpiece of grassroots development, to evolve at their own respective speeds and to have redevelopment closer to the people and establish the dynamic flow and growth of democratic system within the space. While our great party is open to everyone, we especially seek the involvement of less privileged and disadvantaged members of our society to come on board and participate. We are ready to bring people together to work and represent a truly democratic party as a veritable entity to address the collective needs of our people for the benefit of generality and the glorious emergence of our dear nation, Nigeria. So the question is, are you ready? We cannot do it alone. Join the moving train now, the ADC, and let's work together in the interest of the people. Therefore, come and use your talent to effect change in our dear nation. Thank you, ADC, in pursuit of the welfare of our people. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, ADC. That was good. All right. Next, can we have AAC? Who's the chairperson for AAC? Okay. If AAC is not ready,
Let's NMPP or NRM go.
yes. NRM, NMPP, are you here? Okay. Ibrahim Mohammed, please, what party are you for?
NRM.
Okay, all right. The floor is yours. You have 5 minutes.
Good evening, all. The Electoral College Director, the Board of Trustees, my fellow chairmen from various parties, and allow me to stand on the protocol duly observed. I am by name Mohammed Ibrahim. I am the humble party chairman of the National Rescue Movement. Now, permit me to say that we've heard a lot of things from our fellow party members, some of which have been said before. We have heard them before, and all that which has been said before by previous political leaders from varying parties has led us nowhere but into political turmoil and economic hardship. Notwithstanding the issues of security, ethno-religious crisis, bad economy that is bedeviling us today. So the National Rescue Movement, the NRM, is a party that seeks to resuscitate hope for the rescue and redemption of our beloved country, Nigeria, from the years of bad leadership and governance. The nation has come a long way towards the negative direction for years, and it's not going to be an easy climb back. NRM, as a party that seeks to rescue the image of Nigerians and Nigeria as a whole, has reinvented its party ideologies and extension towards the outlook on politics, its members, candidates, and governance. The party has taken it upon itself to adopt a casual approach towards shaping politics while maintaining a dynamic position on political correctness in the direction of serving the people in terms of gender neutrality, gender unity, and community unity as well, because the people are the government and the government is the people. NRM doesn't partake in politics commercialization, which till this day completely misunderstood the Nigerian dynamics. Creative, retributive atmosphere is being created rather than a conciliatory culture. So NRM has seemed to believe and pushing towards the direction that a political party, its leaders, and whoever it pushes forward for governance is there to serve the people. And the people are the ones who put us in charge of their affairs. Now, NRM sees the Constitution to attain political power through democratic and constitutional means for the purpose of restoring and creating socio-economic conditions in which the development and productive energies of individual citizens and corporate groups are enhanced and utilized for national progression. We hope to promote and ensure peace and order and good governance, to fight insecurity, marginalization, and ethnocentric characteristics across our communities. It is our responsibility to provide welfare and security for all our citizens under the founding principles of freedom, equality, and justice, incorporating a jurisprudence that speaks to our needs for resolution in the public space and as a nation looking for a way forward. To promote participatory democracy all over the government at all levels, in belief that sovereignty belongs to the people from the government, and through the national constitution derives all the powers and authority. So the people need to be involved in the governing activities of their territories and of the country as Nigeria. The people need to be involved in all that is going to bring prosperity to them as a nation across all levels, from the grassroots level, the local level, the state, and up down to the national level. We hope to inculcate selfless service, patriotic culture, and accountable credibility in Nigerian politics by means of injecting new blood and proper political hygiene into Nigerian politics to facilitate the achievement of welfare, development, and security for our people, to steer the course of Nigerian politics towards socio-economic participation and political emancipation. Now, on that notwithstanding, we are of course aware that there are challenges that we all have to face together as a nation and as a people. Our country has been dragged down the path of impunity and underwhelming performance economically and politically and otherwise. And Nigerian democracy has been held back by problems it ought to have solved if only we are there as leaders for our people. And NRM,
Sorry.
Yes, NRM is here to put it to you to join us in the fight towards the restoration of Nigeria, towards the restoration of the pride of our people, and towards the restoration of our dear sovereign nation, towards progressive change and accountability.
Awesome. Your time is up, please. Thank you so
much.
much. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
AAC.
Lisa, I believe there's only one party left. Am I right?
No, we have two, AAC and NMPP.
Okay, is any of them female?
Yes, AAC is female.
Let her go first, NMPP will go last.
All right, AAC. Please indicate with a show of hand. AAC, are you not represented here?
AAC and NMPP, your hands should go up. We don't want to keep anybody late. If you refuse to take up your hands up, I'll take it that people didn't attend this campaign. I will shut it down.
Okay, I think NMPP is here. Please go ahead. You have 5 minutes.
Please unmute John.
Yes, he's unmuted. He's unmuted. John, you can speak, please. You're not muted. Do you need to leave and join back if you're having network challenges?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. We can hear you now. Yeah, so your time will start reading from now. Yeah, so.
Good evening, all. I stand on all existing protocol. My name is Don Ajunam, the party chairman of the New Nigerian People's Party, NNPP. NNPP, peace, equity, and progress. For us at this great party, this is not just a slogan, it's a way of life. This is a party that daily, by its actions and words, live out the basic and to some simplistic democratic tenets and beliefs that democracy is indeed the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. This is a party that has dedicated itself to building strong institutions and not strong men, like we have had from the predominantly big parties since the return of democracy to the country. We believe unequivocally that this country is blessed with quality and eminently qualified human resource that we will engage to build these institutions in order to regain our lost glory as a country that endorsed the sobriquet, the giant of Africa. Time was when Nigerian lawyers were deployed to set up the judicial systems of newly independent nations in Africa. Not too long ago, our armed forces were decorated among the best peacekeeping contingent on global peacekeeping missions, including the now much derided Nigerian police. Yes, the Nigerian police force. You don't need to go that far back in history to see what negative impact weak institutions have wreaked on our nation. ASU has been on strike for over 6 months now, with the obvious implications of its effect on not just the youth, but our educational system. Yet, strong men strut the corridors of power unchallenged. It's in a country where the institutions are weak that an assassination attempt was made on a sitting senator, and days after, no arrests have been made yet. Where am I going with all this? Back to my earlier statement of building strong institutions. Is it a coincidence, therefore, that these achievements and all failures were at a period in our history when we had strong or weak institutions? I want us to ruminate on that. This party has vowed not to allow the system that throws up options that looks like choosing between the devil and the deep blue sea every election season, which is the reason our party adopted the direct primaries. Our grassroots policy.
Sorry, let me interrupt briefly. These slides are not allowed to be shared, please. Thank you. Please, you can go ahead.
Okay. Our grassroots policy, driven by consistent and quality voter education, would ensure that credible, people-oriented candidates emerge during elections. You will agree with me that the terrible choices we've been subjected to in our recent history has produced a president that has been termed the most nepotic president like we've never had before. This is as a result of voters' widespread ignorance and political illiteracy. True grassroots politics has failed. The failure of grassroots politics in its truest form is the bane of what we're suffering today, both as individuals and as a nation. Our goal and our aim, therefore, is to set up vibrant and functioning grassroots offices that would, aside voter education, identify the needs of its locality and, coupled with proper enlightenment, produce the candidate or candidates of the people with proven record of grassroots participation and impact. Ignore the grassroots at your peril. Go and ask Adam Sushomole. Now, when we eventually sweep all the available seats at the forthcoming general elections, then you all would have played your part in making our presidential candidate to become the very first female presidential president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in the person of Her Excellency, Mrs. Bilkisu Dauda Damisa. Don't you just cherish that reality? But I can tell you it is within touching distance if you truly want it. The above further buttresses our principle of gender equity. We at this great party don't chant gender equity, we live it. Our presidential candidate is not just riding on gender inclusion and equity, she is a proven technocrat and an astute strategist. She didn't just emerge as our candidate simply because she is feminine, but she emerged for her competence, credibility, and capability in delivering good governance and democracy. In the spirit of inclusion, our party is on record to have the highest level of youth membership and participation. our vice presidential candidate, Mr. Jiang Dafwa Hans, is our testimonial that when youths are given the right and proper platform, they can become one of the biggest asset class of this country. With these and other goals and achievements, we unfortunately admit that we are still a work in progress. That is why we are convinced that you, even those that belong to that are already party members, you are convinced that this is where you belong. We invite you to join us today to make these dreams a reality. New Nigeria People's Party is the name of the party. A party determined to build a country that will birth a new Nigeria. A party that is poised to bequeath a legacy of good governance that you and I will be proud of to generations unborn. Let's do this together. Let's get to work. Let's join us today. NNPP, peace, equity, and justice. Thank you. My name is John Ajuno.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, NNPP. That was a great presentation. AAC, I heard she is having issues joining. Is she available now? AAC, are you available? Can you just indicate with a show of hand? Okay. If she isn't, ED, I think you can take the floor.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
I would like to say I am super proud of the 9th cohort. I've watched people campaign, I've watched bullets fly, I've seen everyone excited. I will tell you guys that this is not ending today. The presentation by chairman, your Senate aspirants are going to go against each other, your presidential aspirants are going to go against each other. For me, this was a great class. I'm so impressed. I'm proud of all the work you've put in. I'm proud of all the work, all the parties. I know how hard it is, but you know, you spoke better than party chairman. I know. I cannot say I am more proud of what ECN has done and what your team leaders have done with you guys. I am exceptionally proud. I look forward to the senatorial campaigns, the presidential campaigns, the LG campaigns, which are the first. I look forward to that. Your assignments are going to be based on all these exercises. Campaign continues on the group till 5. I will unlock the group. I shut it down so nobody could campaign while you were talking. But am I proud of everyone? Yes, each and every one of you, I'm proud. The only thing I was not happy about was I noticed poor inclusion. The Electoral College stands solely for inclusion. The very few women as chairmen, well, chairpersons of the party. But I also have the strong notion and belief that when we get to presidential aspirants, we are going to be able to see women come out and stand. You guys are absolutely brilliant. I commend your dedication. I commend your zeal. I commend your full passion for country. Thank you, everyone, on behalf of the Electoral College. I will say the college is very proud of you. On behalf of the board, the region, and myself as the executive director, thank you.
Thank you, ED. And well done, everyone. Well done, well done. To the team members, well done. The group leaders, well done. Everyone has done really well. ED, we can call it a night, yeah?
Yes, we can call it a night. The games continue in the morning. Remember, clean competition. Yeah, I love the way the conversation has been clean. SDP has nearly blocked our chat. I think I've seen them more than anybody else. They are blockers. Interesting. Things continue tomorrow. So well done, everybody. Well done for the class. Well done, everybody.
All right. Classes continue on Friday. Don't forget, 5 p.m. All right. So good night, everyone.